Alright, so it's time to catch up right now. We're gonna open up two tabs. One's gonna be coin market cap, other one is gonna be the markets on Binance here. So let's take a look at it. Bitcoin dominance dropped from 70% to about 66%. I'm fairly settled into now, guys. Like kind of into a routine, you can say, right? I needed a pretty solid adjustment period just because of like personal shit going on, and it's working out really well in every way. So I'm happy about that. And now it's time to buckle down. I now have officially someone to help me, and she'll be kind of navigating messages towards me and making sure that everything is replied to in a timely manner, just so I can focus on the more important things such as technical analysis, right? If it's a very simple question, right, that doesn't need a lot of my time. Like this person will be answering a lot of the questions for me, and she'll be working next to me pretty much every day. So a lot of routines are being changed for me, and I think it's for the better, because this Discord group. Remember, I did tweet a long time ago that we were going to officially start it around February the 1st, and we're actually on deadline, and having it start like kind of early in January was just kind of like a trial phase to see how I can manage everything. So anyways, let's get this shit out of the way. I want to do a Bitcoin technical analysis for the market. Thank you everyone for joining me. And I picked up a new chair, just if you guys are curious, and this is an autonomous chair. I would like to thank them for actually giving me this chair for review purposes. It's an awesome chair so far, I do have to admit. This is not a paid sponsorship. They didn't pay me or anything to say this, just to let you guys know. They donated this chair to me because, well, if it's a good chair, I'm going to give it a good review. If it's a crappy chair, I'm going to probably not recommend it, right? So let's see how this chair goes. It's very adjustable in every way, from the armrest positions, like in and out, front, back. It's got this neck rest. It's got a really good support. You can move the seat forward. The tilt is in every single way. I don't even know all the options yet. There's quite a few on here, so I got to get quite comfortable with it. Anyways, this trading rig is becoming quite red, like how I like it, if you guys know what I mean. I love bearish markets, and red is my color. But unfortunately, if we get back to and stick on topic today and not go off on a tangent so much, we're actually seeing perhaps a bullish pattern that is forming. This is a very slow accumulation period, don't you think? So I've been out of the loop for a little bit now. Okay. And if you go to the monthly, we're about 18 days in. But we should probably go to the BTC USD T. That's not the futures. Just to get an idea with an actual representation, it has enough data. So on the monthly here, you're seeing it at about 85 RSI there. On the 4-day, you're seeing it at 87. And it still seems like it's got some, or sorry, the weekly, ways to go, doesn't it? The volume sure picked up last month. And this week, it's only been about a day, so we're going to see how it goes. On the 4-day, I think the volume is diminishing severely, but we're not getting a lower high yet, right? Because we're parabolically going upwards. You're not going to see, okay, anytime you see something like this figure where it just starts to go up and up and up and up and up, okay, that parabolic move basically means that you're, for every one, like, first of all, it starts at 1 unit to the right and 1 unit up. Like, I'm just going to circle these like that, right? And then now, instead of only 1 unit to the right, it also goes 2 units up, okay, instead of one. And now you're going also 1 unit to the right, but now you're going to go, say, 3 units up. And now 1 to the right, and you're going to go 4 up. So here's 1, 2, 3, 4. If you take a look at, if you connect these lines here, this isn't, I'm starting to use this a lot more now. This one right here. Which one was it actually? This one right here, the extended. So click on here, and there, extends the lines. Do you notice the slope is getting higher, right? And higher, and higher. And as you connect these, you get a parabolic move to the upside. And it can go really high. And with these types of moves, it's very difficult to spot bearish divergence on a high time frame. So you're not going to see it, for example, here. So, for example, leading up to here on the 4-day, we saw no bearish divergence. So it was very difficult to anticipate that at the top on this specific time frame. On a 2-day, little bit different, more data because of the slowly stepping down, but still not enough of a reason to look on here with bearish divergence to short it, right? So it's extremely difficult in my opinion. You got to go on a very micro level, and I'm talking like on a 4-hour or 3-hour, to try to identify the Elliott wave structures. So this is my count right now. My count remains the exact same that it's been for at least 3 weeks now. Yeah, I'd say, no, not 3 weeks. I'd say since we started dropping, that would be not fair to say 3 weeks. I'd say more like about 10 days, a week and a half then. So my count remains the same, where we have one more to the upside. Okay, does anybody disagree with me that that's the one, that's the two? And the September is where the big rally begins. So there's this argument right here as well. People are like, this structure here could be a 3. And then we just got a really crazy extended 5th wave. Right? Extended 5th wave. Because that one could have been the final 5th wave. But not really, too small. So that could have been the final 5th wave up there. Now check this out, guys. This argument is incredibly flawed. If you guys think that this is, or if anybody has this as a main count, and let me offer my opinion of why that is a flawed count. Okay, so Fibonacci retracement comes into play here, and the traditional roll, or sorry, roll. I was thinking of something completely different there. The traditional wave 3 is often the longest and never the shortest, right? So wave 5 could be the longest, and wave 3 would be, could be the second longest, right? That's fine, as long as it's not the shortest. Wave 1 could be the longest as well in leading first wave diagonals, right? Leading first wave diagonals, and then it just ends up breaking to the downside. And then wave 3 ends up becoming a little bit smaller. And then wave 5 is actually the smallest here. Something like that, right? So that's just an example of wave 3 being like, say, the second longest or something like that, we'll see. Okay? So now, because wave 5 is so extended right here, we would take our Fibonacci retracement here. Starts at about there, 38 something, goes to there, and you go to here. Now, you say to yourself, yes, wave 3 is not the shortest. It's actually the second longest. Because we see that wave 3, it extends over a 1-to-1 extension of waves 1 to 2. Okay? So, sound argument. I think, in my mind, it sounds good, but I'm not really sure sometimes. So now we say that, great. It at least fits the criteria. But it is such a bullish market that we have to consider that fact. It is such a bullish market that there's no way that wave 3 would only extend slightly beyond the 1-to-1. Does that make sense? Right? Therefore, it's impossible for this to be a main count. Therefore, lots of therefores. So now, this must be the count. We now have a 1, 2 in there. So bullish that wave 2 barely retraced, took like a month, that's it, and then it just went bam wham, it's going time. That this must be subwaves 1, 2, that must be a 3 forming. A 4 is forming right now, and then the 5 finishes at 45k. That's my guess. This guy, I don't know where it's gonna be. I mean, sorry, wave 3 is at 45k. That's what I'm guessing. It looks like it's going to break out right here almost already. And this one here is going to get a really big retracement, which is to be determined. But it seems like we're part of like a grand cycle right now, I think. And we're actually very bullish overall. And that's Philicon saying that, considering the majority of the times I'm definitely a bear. Man, I had a really nice weekend, I have to admit. Like a super nice weekend. I needed to get out, like kind of do a little staycation, so decided to just kind of book a hotel there and just get room service all day and lounge around. Sometimes the best things, or sometimes nothing. Well, how does he say in Christopher Robin's? The best thing, or nothing, leads to the best things. Doing nothing leads to the best things. That's it. So then you take your count here, and then this is most likely a one somewhere in there, a two, a three, four. Maybe that's the A, B, C, where the B is actually higher than the wave four, or wave. Sorry, the B is actually higher than the fifth wave, like of the actual wave. But either way, I'm just gonna consider this sloppy section there one, two, and I don't care enough. So now we got the three forming, right? Or sorry, the three finishing, and the four looks like it's forming. Now that we got a lot of time, I think we're gonna hammer. I thought we were gonna hammer at 40K as a resistance. Clearly, I was wrong. But doesn't that just look like it makes sense? In my mind, it does. Am I in log? No. I made a mistake of trading in log, day trading in log. And I lost $200. It was not much. But when you make that mistake, because when you draw trend lines, it's very different on log for day traders on low time frames. You don't want that. Trust me, you don't. So I was like trying to find supports that were not really there. And it just screwed up everything. And I found that out like 2 hours later. It was quite funny. Someone mentioned it in the trade or in the chat. They were just talking about like when I use log. And I'm like, you know what? Maybe I actually am using log. Okay. So let's take this retracement there. And what we see is this wave 3 does about 1618 to 2618. So it's perfect. Right? And you see like, just slightly above. You see slightly above 2618 extension. That's kind of like 45K. It seems fairly proportional to me. But realistically, you never know. Like this could be. Yeah, I do think that wave 3 is definitely finished. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And this is making a symmetric triangle for breakout, it looks like. So I must urge you to draw and make note of something like this with alerts. Something like that, right? I know it's a little bit messy right now, but you're understanding the point. Create alerts at these points. Right, you can right click anywhere, go to alert, and just add it instead of getting the exact price. Then you just drag it, okay? That's way easier. I think that this is going to be a resistance right here. Like around 36,800. And the reason I say that is because of this conglomerate right here. Okay? That region right there. Yeah. We'll see. Actually, up to here. Like this whole region actually is going to be quite resistive. So make sure you're watching. This never guarantees a breakout. Just based on how the stars are aligning, can you spot bearish divergence in high time frames? No. Volume declining is yes, I admit that. But we don't see any bearish divergence. We're lacking a wave right now. And I think this is a very good count. Because we also deduced, by process of elimination, we figured out that this is a better count of two good counts already. I don't think there's a third count, is there? Unless I'm missing something here. I don't think there's a third count. Yeah, that's for sure. So now we got a symmetric triangle. So these are my reasons for being bullish. One, we don't see any bearish divergence on RSI. Two, we're missing a wave count. This is only the fourth wave that's forming, and the fifth wave looks like it's wants to shoot up for 45K or even 50K, no joke. I'm going to shoot for that range. Are we going to 50K? Shit, are we doing this? If we are, that is the target, 45 to 50K, no doubt in my mind. I think if we got to 1618 to 2618 for wave 3, then wave 5 can clearly just bust out past the 2618 and do kind of something similar in that range. 50K is a really round number. I think everybody wants to get to 50K, don't we, guys and ladies? So if we break out there, phenomenal. That's where we're going to go. Of course, we're probably going to hammer at here. Don't get me wrong. We're not just going to elevate and completely pass that 40K range. 40K is really the resistance, guys. Everything above it is kind of bull trap region right now. So you're taking a risk. But actually, you know what? I'd say more like 40. Where would I consider bull trap region? 41,000, like 300. 41,000 and up would be a decent range to be very considered of to maybe go to long. So, but we still got a lot of hurdles along the way, right? That one there. So if we break up here, it's gonna be slow. I don't think it's gonna just moon. Actually, you know what? Who am I kidding? It has mooned every time it's made a formation. So I wouldn't be surprised if it just completely obliterates that target. So these are the resistances, which I'll make red here. Actually, I'm only gonna make this for the premium. Like, I don't want to make it for the public because you guys are the ones paying for this, man. Actually, you know what? I owe you guys for Bitcoin technical analysis. I've been gone for too long. Let's just do it, man. Okay, and then the support is probably gonna be around here, right? You know what I'm saying? So that's a pretty decent range of resistance. You guys can check out, pause, and just write down the numbers yourselves because I won't remember it myself. I'll just have it on the charts. So that maybe all the way down to this range too. For example, there, okay? Okay, so that's a pretty, how much is this range here? Let's double check. That's a good 6% range. That one up there is a good 3% range. Okay, well, we got to ask ourselves, is that going to hold enough, right? That's 30K. That's a very round psychological number. Between 30 to 33K, will people be accumulating? If we drop down there, where are we going to be left with this Elliott wave count? It can get extremely confusing. So we're going to have to see where this really goes. We have up until the 25th. Perfect. That's about 4 days up to for this to do something. Of course, it can happen today if we don't spend time actually going through this apex. But as we get closer and closer to what we call an apex, and that's where the symmetric triangles are met, okay? So this guy right there is the apex region. It's more likely that a breakout is going to happen because we see the tension between the bulls and the bears, right? The bears are trying to push them down. The bulls are trying to push them up. Where is it going to go? Eventually, one side is going to win. And they usually win in this particular case that I've seen with force. Once something is broken upwards to the other side. So I get really distracted sometimes. Okay, so I'm pretty down to just kind of chill here for a few days and look for just day trading positions. But it's good to get an idea of what Bitcoin can do too, because I think that it can really dictate what alts will do, right? Since a lot of them are positively correlated, and you find out one rare gem where it does not actually positively correlate, and that's just phenomenal. Okay, so I think I'm going to leave the video here for a Bitcoin technical analysis, and I'm going to get back to the premium group, and we're going to look for some trades today. And yeah, wicked stuff. So I think I got like maybe 4 coupons left for the month. Yeah, they run out fast because I don't really talk about them at all. And but when I do, like, it just flies, right? If you guys are looking at getting my courses, like, check out the information below in the description, or hit me up on Twitter or Discord. I'm replying back to everybody on Discord now, just so you guys know. I'm getting very caught up. So I got 4 left. Yeah, I got 4. Just check right here. And it's usually like $450 on Udemy if you get it there. And but yeah, I'm doing for like 150 by crypto. That's kind of a good deal by Ether or Bitcoin. So hit me up if you guys are interested in it. The syllabus, you guys can just message me out, or you can look in like the description below here. So anyways, have yourselves a good day, guys. I'm very bullish on Bitcoin. I just want to be really clear, okay? And I think that there's some massive gains to be made. So make sure you guys are not slacking. This is why I'm coming back for sure. Like, I need to be here because I want to catch this possible bull run, okay? Okay, I'll see you guys later. Have yourselves a great day, and thank you for welcoming me always. Bye now.